Hey family, guess what? The Content Creators University is a show that airs every single week, but I want to connect with you. I want you to go ahead and download my mobile application. If you have an iPhone, go ahead and download my app called JP High Tech TV right now onto your phone. If you have a TV, a smart TV, my app is also available on your Roku TV, right? Go ahead and download JP High Tech TV on your Roku TV or your Amazon Fire TV right now, and let's connect together, right? I want you to grow with me. I want us to grow together. If you love podcasts, I'm also happy to tell you that the Content Creators University is available syndicated across every podcast platform. Apple Podcasts, Audible, Google Podcasts, you name it, we are there. Spotify and all of that. Go ahead and download it, listen to it, and do me a favor. If you appreciate what we're doing, go ahead and put it in the comment section. Leave me a review on any of those podcast platform or mobile application platform. Let me know if any of the hard work that we're putting into this community, this broadcast, this podcast is helping you. If you appreciate all the amazing guests that we're bringing onto the platform to share their expertise with you. This is a lot of work, family, and I'm doing all this in order for you to be able to grow your business the right way, leveraging content creation. Thanks so much, and if you appreciate what we do, go ahead as well subscribe to the YouTube channel JP High Tech Reviews. Follow me personally if you want to connect with me on all social media, and the handle is at JP High Tech. I love connecting. Like I always say, network is the new currency. So I want to see you online, I want to connect with you, and I want to hear from you. Let's grow together. Be safe, like I always say. See you next time. Shalom. Peace. All right, family. Welcome to the Content Creators University. Welcome. I'm so honored, so excited, so stoked that you guys decided to join us here. If you're new, family, welcome. My name is JP High Tech. I'm a global branding and media expert. What I do is hold this show. This is a TV broadcast. Of course, you can listen to this as an audio podcast as well. We're live every single Tuesday, right? Specifically between the hours of 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We go live here, and what we do is bring in one of the best minds in the business tech industry, right? People that really have done things that you and I would want to achieve. So if you're a creator, and we've already established that a creator is anybody that's putting something into existence, right? If you're creating something that was not there before, whether it's a book, whether it's just a social media post, whether you're actively creating as a designer. Are you a web designer? AKA, we have somebody, Komposition LLC, backstage more in just a little bit. If you're a graphic designer or a small business owner, you name it, speaker, you name it. If you're a creator, then you need to learn from the best people, the ones that have already done it, the ones that have figured certain things out. I've learned from a wise person that it is better to surround myself with smarter people. That's why we bring people that we consider smarter, people that we consider, have wisdom, that can teach us something, right? Because in this place, we learn. And our motto here is create, impact, and innovate, right? We can't do those things unless we learn. And the day we stop learning, we stop growing. So allow me to welcome you here to the Content Creators University. If you're new, well, I want to encourage you to go ahead and stick around. Stay with us here. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you listen to the podcast, hop on YouTube. The handle is at JPHIGHTEK. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and let's grow together. And if you appreciate the conversation that we're having, go ahead and smack the like button and let us know in the comment section where you're joining from. And we'll be more than happy to give you a shout out. One thing that we do, if you did not know, is before we bring our guests onto the stage, we always talk about the news. What's new in the Content Creators University? We also do have sponsors on this show because this show is both sponsored and listener supported. So this is what is allowing us to keep the lights on and do what we do every single week. We've been doing this for 5 seasons now. Yes, sir. You heard. This is season 5 that we're on of the Content Creators University. So allow us to go ahead and talk about our sponsors, and then we'll talk about our guests of the day. Sounds like a plan? Stick with me. We'll be right back.
This is Todd.
Hi.
This is Todd's mom.
Hi.
In a moment, Todd's mom will read her son's internet browsing history.
What?
Aloud, please.
No.
Supermodels on trampolines.com. Why don't girls like me? How to overcome an overbearing mother.
Okay, cut.
If you wouldn't want
Stop.
mom looking through your web history, why would you let hackers, ad companies, or your internet and cellular provider do the same thing?
Why does my junk burn?
They can track and record everything you do online, but not if you have ExpressVPN.
Why did you buy a $200 ninja outfit?
For fighting.
ExpressVPN apps keep your activity and identity private while you browse, stream, email, or download. Protect all of your devices with just one click.
Are my hands small?
Okay, I'm done. You guys are all terrible people.
ExpressVPN. Take back your privacy today.
Ooh.
All right, family, that was ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN, we want to give them a big shout out because they have been supporting this show since season 1. And they're still sponsoring this show as of today. And if you did not know, you as a listener of this podcast or a follower or a member of the team, of the group, or the community of the Content Creators University, I want to tell you, you can get 3 months free. All you have to do is go to the website expressvpn.com/JP High Tech. expressvpn.com/JP High Tech. For the folks that don't know, this is a virtual private network. If you spend any time on the web, one thing that's very important is to protect your asset, protect your investment. And you want to cover yourself and create that layer of encryption using the VPN. And this VPN is just amazing. I personally use it across multiple devices, phone, tablet, computer, and it works just amazing. It's just phenomenal. So go ahead and try it today. Get yourself 3 months on a 12-month subscription. You will not regret it. Really, really appreciate this. Now, of course, for the folks that did not know, if you're new to the community, well, allow me to tell you, we have our book, right? The Live Stream Blueprint is currently available, our Amazon bestseller. Shout out to all the folks that already purchased and the new people that have been leaving reviews and purchasing the book. We appreciate your support. If you didn't know, go right now to the website, thelivestreamblueprint.com. I repeat, thelivestreamblueprint.com. Go ahead and grab your book. And this book is all about how to, start and scale your business, leveraging live video, right? Live videos transform my business, okay? And it allowed me to really quickly grow my business, leveraging my podcast, right? My live stream that I do to 6 figures in 5 months, right? And this was an added benefit to the fact that I already had my media business, my media agency, Perfect Zone Productions. So really, it opened the door when we're talking about multiplying your income, right? Which is something that's crucial in today's economy, that we got to make sure we know how to multiply our income. Well, what are the strategies? What are the ways to really leverage that specifically live video to grow your business and video in general, right? There's a way to branding. There's a way both technical and non-technical to do. So if this is something you're interested in, go ahead and grab this book right now. Everywhere we have it available in both, hard copy, paperback, audiobook, ebook, any format you need. Look for the Live Stream Blueprint, and you let me know what you think. All right. And of course, I want to let you guys know we have our community, our private community, Content Creators University, right? If you want to join our private community, this is not a private Facebook group, it's an actual private community of like-minded thinkers, business owners, people that are go-getters, leaders in their fields, right? But that are serious about building a business, right? So if you're interested in surrounding yourself or building your network, right? I would say network is the new currency. Your network will be your net worth. I want you to think about that for a second. It is important that we surround ourselves with the right people in order to grow, right? That's the best shortcut we can get in business. And so if you want to do that, visit the website contentcreatorsuniversity.com today. Go there, sign up, get a free account, join the community, and let's grow together. There are certain conversations that we only have in that community, not in the public field, right? Like I say, unless you're in the room, you're not going to hear about it. All right, family, the last thing that I want to tell you, for the folks that are like, JP, we just want to invite you over as a speaker. Yes, I do travel and speak. All you have to do is go to my website, jphightech.com/speaking, jphightech.com/speaking. And let's see if we're a good fit for each other, and I'll be more than happy to come and speak at your next virtual or in-person event. We've been doing this for over 15 years, and I will be honored to share my expertise with you. All the topic of, primary topic of discussion or speaking, all of that information on the page. Let's connect today, all right? I'll be more than happy to hear from you. Now, let's go ahead and talk about what's happening today. Who's our guest today, family? Well, her name is Kanique Mighty Nugent. And allow me to read a little bit on her bio here. All right. And right after that, I'll bring her here onto the stage. All right. So it says that Kanique is a wife. I can confirm that. She's a mother. She's an entrepreneur whose aim in life has been to help her fellow entrepreneurs. That's true. I can confirm that too. Right. She puts her best foot forward when it comes down to her client's online presence. She's a native of Jamaica, and the last of three children, she is the definition of a hard worker with a fierce determination to succeed at whatever she puts her mind to. Kanique is the founder and CEO of Komposition LLC. We'll learn more about that in just a minute, which is a web design and live video strategy agency based in Huntsville, Alabama, that has been in existence for over 14 years. Now, let me pause right there. 14 years, family. Okay, that means she's seasoned. She knows what she's doing, right? To build a business and to be in business for that long, those are two different things, okay? She has had the opportunity to experience life in multiple countries, which has enriched her view of the world and given her a love for adventure, and that she surely loves. Ladies and gentlemen, right after this intro, we'll have our guest onto the stage, and we're talking about something that's important, right? Success, living receipts. What's her story? How did she get here? What are the things that we need to learn in order to potentially achieve similar things? Does she have a secret weapon? Well, we'll talk about that right after this. We'll be right back. All right, Kanique. Welcome to the Content Creators University. How are you doing today?
I am doing good. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm so appreciative of you asking me to be here. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. The honor is all ours, honestly. You are a busy woman. Of course, it makes sense, right? Not only you're an entrepreneur, you're a wife, you're a mother. I mean, you got a lot going
Mm-hmm.
on, and you have a list of clients that you take care of. Happy clients, should I add. And so I am honored that you're here today. And one thing that we say is that, our guest, okay, is our professor. So today we say Professor Mighty Nugent in the
Oh boy.
house.
Oh boy. Professor. Okay, I'll take it.
Yes, ma'am. And I'm so excited because in this space that we are today, right? We have a lot
Uh-huh.
of entrepreneurs. We have a lot of people that are either at the beginning of their journey and others that have
Uh-huh.
been doing it for a while, but are just will tell you they're struggling, right? They're maybe thinking of
Mm-hmm.
dropping the plate and just throwing the towel and call it quits, right?
Yeah.
Here you are,
Mm-hmm.
you've been doing this for 14 years, which
I
means
can't
you
believe
have
it.
ups and downs, right? You've seen it all, not pretty much all, right? That you can see, and you
A good
keep
amount.
going.
A good amount.
Right. And so we want to learn from your story today. But before we start all of that, right? Please take a minute. Introduce yourself in your own words. Tell us what's not in the bio, right? Take a minute, share that
Okay.
with us. Yes, please.
Okay. You guys know who I am. I am Kanique Mighty Nugent. Wow, what's not in the bio? Oh man. Um, I'm introvert. So I was telling JP that It's going to be a little interesting having me out here talking about myself because that's not something I necessarily do. You guys already know I am a mother of two. A boy 14, a girl who is about to turn 13. I can't believe it. Um,
Wow.
I'm the owner, CEO of Komposition LLC, and what you might not know that wasn't in the bio, I am my husband's boss. Can you believe it? I am his boss. So I get to push him around. I get to tell him what to do, what not to do. No, it really doesn't go that way. But yeah, he also works in the business and he handles the live video side of things while I handle the web design side of things. I would say I have now become a serial networker, which is
Mm,
interesting because, like I said, I'm an introvert, but I'm
right.
slowly working my way through that. I'm not going to change. I love being an introvert, but I'm slowly figuring out how to move through this world where extroverts are kind of more celebrated and pushed, but trying to
Right,
do
right,
it in
right.
my introvert way.
Right, right. And that's so awesome. And of course, as a business owner, I know you have to meet clients. You have to go out of your way, right?
Yes.
And really create
Hmm.
that bond with new people you've never met before, and make them
Yeah,
comfortable, and so
that's
that they
true.
can trust you, so that they can really. It's not just about wanting to work with you, but trust and being
Yeah,
comfortable with you. And I know you have to put in some work. You got to be intentional
that's true.
about all of that. and
Yes.
and yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
I know. So let's dive into it. We have some fun questions to start, and then we'll
Yes.
dive into
Okay.
this, little serious ones. And the first one that I have for you
Okay.
is: if you were a superhero, Kanique, who will that
Mhm.
superhero be and why?
Mm, okay. There's 2 of them, but I'm gonna go
Okay.
with 1.
All
And this
right.
kind of shows my age a little bit. I would go with Jean Grey from the X-Men. Do y'all know
What?
who Jean Grey is? Come on, y'all. Jean Grey from the X-Men when she becomes the Phoenix, y'all. The Phoenix.
Yes.
Why? Let me tell you why. She she does telekinesis.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope you guys know what that is. I believe it means she can move things with her mind, y'all, which is
Mm-hmm.
amazing. Then she's an empath. Do you know what that is? She can take the emotions of others and use it against someone else. I believe that's how that works with her. And she can do telepathy. Like she's a telepath. So that is amazing. She can read your mind. She can
Mm-hmm.
beat you at before you can even think about what your next move is. And I'm like, that's amazing. And then when she takes on the actual Phoenix, like she is like
Yeah, that's
super
it.
powerful.
Game
She
over.
doesn't age. She can traverse different universes and time as well. Like she can do so much as the Phoenix. I was just like, this lady is killing it everywhere. Like other person was gonna say was Marvel, but I'm like, the Phoenix is just, she is amazing. Like she is powerful. Like I believe she's like an Omega mutant. So yeah, that's who I would
Yes.
be.
Amazing. I mean, first time, family, first time. Lately, our guests have been giving us a first time, superheroes that we never heard, and this is the
Uh-huh.
first time anyone
Oh, really?
mentioned the Phoenix. Yes,
Come on.
I mean, it's
They didn't
amazing.
know. Great, the Phoenix. Y'all need to look her up. Just look her up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, she's fire. She's unstoppable. Whenever she
Mhm.
decides to go, you just cannot stop her. She's just amazing.
No,
So
you
yeah,
can't. Mm,
thank you for that. Interesting. So
you're
a
welcome.
little more serious question here, Kanique, is:
Mhm.
if you had a chance, right, to go back in
Mhm.
time and meet yourself, but your younger self. So we're talking
Mhm.
Kanique when she was 25 years old. What would
Mm.
be one major piece of advice you give yourself, knowing what you know today, right, and why?
Uh-huh. I would say do not dim your light for anyone else. And I
Mm,
could come up with that fairly quickly because that's a thing that I've been thinking in my mind for the last couple months. And we had a women's thing in the beginning of February, and that was something that came up. So that's what came to my mind immediately when you asked that question.
mm,
Don't dim your light for anyone. Shine as bright as you want. Do what you want to do. Do not let anyone talk you out of going after that thing or wanting to do that thing. You don't have to do it with anyone else. You can do it by yourself. So that's my
Wow.
advice. Don't let anyone dim your light. Shine as brightly as God has made you to shine.
Wow. Wow. I mean, I'm
Hmm.
taking a second to digest it because it's very deep what you said, right?
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it is.
because the
And
enemy
I
ultimately
feel
what he wants is that for your life to be dimmed, and then you're
exactly.
you're done.
That is so true. Exactly. And I think a lot of young girls, they go through that, especially when they're in their teenage years, where I believe, like in high school years, they want to blend in more so than any other time in their life. And
Mm,
they really shouldn't do that. Don't try to change or try to be something you are not. Be your authentic self. Just
mm.
continue to shine, be who you are, no matter what anybody else says.
You heard it. Be your authentic self, right? Don't let anyone
Hmm.
or anything take the life, because your light
Hmm.
is the life that's inside of you. All right.
Yes,
Don't let it,
that's true.
don't lose that, because that is
Hmm.
attached you to your destiny, your purpose, and
Mhm.
what
Yes,
makes you unique
exactly.
from the world.
Exactly. And you do not want to sway or go away from the purpose God has for you because you're not willing to step into what God has for you.
Wow. Wow. Amazing stuff. All right, let's dive into it, right? You're a successful woman in tech. Amazing.
Okay.
Congratulations. You are,
Thank
and
you.
folks, you should Google her and you'll see what I'm talking about. And so the amazing thing here is not only I'm saying it, if in your city has celebrated you, right? They've acknowledged you because you've been making an amazing impact. But let's go back in time a little bit, right? About 14
Mhm.
years ago, what inspired you to start a web design company? What inspired you to start Komposition LLC? And how did you navigate the early stages of entrepreneurship? Share those with us, please.
Sure, sure. And I like to talk about the beginning stages because it wasn't the plan. It absolutely was not. I went to
Wow.
school for computer information systems and I did my master's in the same thing. And I was working in that field for a couple of years or so. And in that time got married, had our first child, and we decided that I would stay at home. So that was the plan. I would stay at home, rear my son until it was time for him to head off to school.
Mm,
So in that time, I was chatting with Kirk, my husband, and he was like, "Well, even though you're at home, what do you think about, doing something that kind of keeps you still, working way,
mm-hmm,
shape, or form?" And at
mm-hmm,
that point, it coincided where my church had a ministry fair. And at that ministry fair, they sign up for different ministries that they want to be involved in. And I
mm-hmm.
signed up for the web ministry. I don't know. I think God just ordained that so perfectly. He was like, can you sign up for that? And when I joined, like the trajectory of my life changed completely because I realized that I absolutely loved working with that ministry. And from that ministry, once we worked on that church's website, we got some accolades for it. Like other business owners within that church was like, could you do my site too? And myself
Mm,
and another one of my friends, we actually came together and started working with different churches in creating their websites, and it just kind of blew up from there because at the amount of clients that we were receiving, it was now the point where we were like, let's go ahead and make it a business. So we created the business in 2010,
mm-hmm,
soon after my son was born. And from there, it has just grown and grown and grown. There is some stages where it wasn't exactly like my full-time thing, because like in
mm-hmm,
my story that I will explain, we ended up moving to South Africa where I still, was taking care of not one, but two children at the time. So it was still something that wasn't full time as I was doing that. And then when I did move back to to the US, that's when I made it full time, like really going into the business and pushing it and growing it and so forth. Um, what was your
Wow.
final part of your question?
Yeah, I like that. So I was wondering how you navigated the early stages. Like you
Oh,
shared right
yes.
now as an
Early stages.
entrepreneur.
The early stages were rough. And I guess that's how it was for most business owners because you really don't know what you're doing. And for me, I didn't have a business degree. I pretty
Hmm.
much was kind of thrown into the fire. So a lot of the things that I learned along the way is what helped me to learn from those things and to grow the business to where it is right now. You learn from your mistakes, and I made a lot of them. And in that 14 years, I have learned from them and reflected on them and seen how I can improve to avoid those same mistakes again. And I think that's, as a business owner, you have to be able to do that. You have to reflect on those things that did not go well and see
Right,
how you
right.
can pivot and grow from them. And I think that's what really helped me to be successful and where I am today.
Wow, that's amazing how this field or your business pretty much chose you
It did. It
versus you
absolutely
choosing it.
did. It was not the plan. I'm telling you, I was not working in that field whatsoever when this kind of happened. So, and
But here's the
I love
thing.
it so much. Absolutely love it.
Here's the thing, right? Even though it chose you, you still had to face adversity. You
Mhm.
still had to overcome challenges.
Yeah.
In the 14 years, right, that you've been in business,
Mhm.
things haven't always been great.
Nope.
There are times where things are hard. And we'll
Mhm.
talk about that in a little bit. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to the folks that are joining us in the live chat. Hey, First
Yay.
Lady Cree, what's good? Thanks for being here. And I
Hey,
see
Cree.
a lot of folks right there on Instagram joining us. What's good? Thank you so much,
Awesome.
podcasters. Go live. Thanks for joining us here. DJ Premium 5, I appreciate you. Zay Sheik. I apologize if I'm butchering your name here, right? Thanks for being here with us. And for the rest that I see you guys on Instagram and LinkedIn. Oh, shout out. Let me know on LinkedIn your name, what state you're joining from as well. We'll be more than happy to give you a shout out. Thank you so much. So here's the thing, Kanique.
Mhm.
A lot of people throw the towel whenever things become too hard.
That's true. That's true
What
because
what
majority of
happened?
business don't make it to 1 year.
Hmm. Say that again.
Majority of businesses do not make it past 1 year. Like that's a huge statistics, y'all.
Now let's talk
Mhm.
about why. Why do you think?
Um, it's a lot of reasons I would say. Um, some could be that they don't have the funding. That's an easy one. They don't have the funding to get what they need to get that business going. That is definitely one of them. Another one could be, I forgot the term, but they don't believe in themselves enough to be able to get past that thing that they
Mm,
encountered. Like they had a difficult client, for example, and after
mhm.
having that difficult client, they kind of internalized it and can't see how they can get past it. So that
Right.
could definitely be one thing. And it could be where they made a major mistake and the reviews that came in from whoever where they had that mistake just completely cripple their business. So there are multiple reasons that, someone could be like, let me just close up shop. I don't want to do this anymore.
You're 100% correct. There could be a million reasons that will cause you to not continue something that God has given you, something that,
Yeah.
is your purpose, right? Um,
Hmm.
so my question to you, Kanique, is what's
Hmm.
that one thing that, regardless of adversity, kept you going?
What kept me going? Like in my bio, I am a go-getter by heart. Like
Hmm.
I don't take no, easily. Like I would like to show or prove someone wrong. Like I'm gonna do this thing and I'm gonna show you that I can do this thing. Like I am not gonna let this thing defeat me. I
Right,
think is
right.
what it is. Like I am not gonna let this thing fail. I am gonna push forward and do what I gotta do to make this thing succeed. Like that's who I am. I am gonna figure this thing out. And I think
Mm.
that's what pushed me to keep going no matter what.
So let's dive deeper into that because that's amazing. First of all, that's a mindset thing, family, and I
It
love that
is
you
a
have that
mindset thing.
mindset.
Mhm.
Nobody. You have to develop that, right?
Yeah, you do.
That resilience, right? To just
Mhm.
keep going, keep believing, because you keep going, it means you're still believing in it, even if nobody else is believing in it.
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's the
Mhm,
thing, right?
mhm, and
You
that's the
really
thing.
believe.
You have to believe in yourself, in your abilities, in your business. You have to be the one cheering yourself on. You can't wait for somebody else to be like, "Oh, girl, you can do it. Go ahead and do it." No, you have to be the one looking yourself in the mirror and saying, "I can do this. I can figure this out. I'm not going to let this thing defeat me." You have to be the one pushing yourself and cheering yourself on because you cannot rely on other people to do that for you. And if you don't want to do it, and if you don't want it, it's going to show through in whatever you do. You've got to want it for yourself. And that's one thing Kirk and I talk about a lot in our show. Like we cannot want it for the business owner. They have to want it for
Hmm.
themselves.
Mm. That that in itself can change the life cycle of somebody's business.
Yep. I totally agree.
Understanding that you cannot be the last person to cheer yourself up. You have to be your first cheerleader.
Yes, you do. You have to.
Whew. Hopefully, you guys are taking note because I mean, these are the type of things that makes the those that are successful, and those that are
Mhm.
struggling keep struggling, right? Because
That's
of
true.
what others are saying, because of what people think, because somebody's telling you, don't you think you should just stop doing it? Don't you believe this is not
Yeah.
worth it? And then now you're making decisions based on what other people told you. But here's the problem:
Mhm.
they weren't the people that told you to start a business.
Mm, 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 mm,
Let's go a little deeper here, Kanique. Can you please
mhm.
take a minute and give us some, like strategies, like key strategies or tactics, right? That
Okay.
have contributed to the growth and success of, your web design agency for the, past 14 years.
Okay. I would say networking.
Hmm.
Networking. I believe that is what helped me to grow so much here in Huntsville. Networking and going out of my circles into other circles, meeting new people in those circles and making intentional connections with those people. Like a lot of people, they will go to a networking event and they'll get a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of business cards and then they come right home and put it in their their coffee cup or whatever they store those things in, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't reach out to those people they met. They don't do anything with that information. For me, I intentionally reach out to those people who I want to reach out to. And that's how you build relationships. That's how you build and grow your network. So going to these different networking events and groups allow me to mingle with people that I would not necessarily meet if I stayed in my circle. But
True.
going
True.
out, meeting these people, like that has been a surefire way of how I have grown my business. And I am the BNI screamer over here. I love business networking international. You hear me talk about it all the time. That has been like one of the main ways I have grown my business. Like
Mm,
it's referral marketing. That's what BNI is, referral
mm,
marketing. And coming in a room with 40 other business owners every single week and intentionally finding ways to make a connection, forming relationships and referring business is gold. And that is how I grew my business here in Huntsville. And if you
mm.
do not know what BNI is, just go look it up. The proof is in the pudding.
The
It's in
pudding
my
family.
success. It's in my success. BNI has been one of the major reasons how we've been able to grow.
Well, take note, look it up, BNI today. And I love that you said intentional, right? Use
Hmm.
the term intentional connections. And
Yeah.
that is the difference, right? One thing is for you to have connections. One thing is for you to meet somebody or have a contact. But
Hmm.
is the second part, the
Yes.
intention you put behind the follow-up, right?
Hmm.
That will
Yeah.
determine the outcome of that new relationship or not.
Yes. And you never know, guys. You never know. Like, I've reached out to like a random person, like I found their card and I reach out to them and just try and set up a meeting with them. You can do it virtual nowadays, guys. Zoom is huge. Do a virtual
Hmm.
quick meeting, 15 minutes, like, hey, how are you? Let me know about your business. Maybe I can think of ways to refer you. And that
Hmm.
person would be like, you know what? My cousin said they needed a website. Let me see if I can talk to them and give them your information and see if they can reach out to you. Like, it's been simple stuff like that that just works. And you just need to be intentional.
Yeah, and that kind of takes away a lot of aspect that you will have to prove or a lot of hoops you have to jump in business, which is
Mhm,
proving that you're the right person for the job, building trust, all of that.
mhm.
Well, guess what? You made an intentional connection. So because the
Yes.
person connected with another person, they don't even want to
Mhm,
think about anybody else doing the job. They're just like, it make it makes better sense for you
mhm.
to do the job because you connected on a personal level.
Yes, yes, and they have spoken to you. People can sense things when they are talking to you. Like, they
Hmm.
can really sense things right away, and they can sense, this person is kind of shady. This person, oh, they're very genuine. Maybe I want to, talk to them a little more. Maybe refer someone to them. Like, it doesn't take a whole lot, so it's worth it.
I love it. Love it. So as a seasoned entrepreneur, right? What would you
Mhm.
say were some common challenges that you had to overcome, right? Some common ones. And how did you specifically do it?
Oh man. Okay, so pricing. That I think is a common mistake. I get it that when you're first starting out, you price yourself a little lower. You do,
Hmm.
but don't price yourself too low. And I think that was one of the mistakes I made. I priced myself way too low. And I should have been more intentional of changing my pricing every year.
As you grew.
I think yes, as I grew. And as I look back, I think I kind of shot myself in the foot a few times by not doing that. So definitely the pricing thing. And then another thing I would say is knowing your target audience.
Mm.
You have to know your target audience. Like, I am at a stage now where I know who my target is: small business owners or nonprofits, entrepreneurs. I'm not going after government contracts, y'all. That's not
Hmm.
my thing. And knowing that I work within a certain platform. I work specifically with WordPress. I do not dibble and dabble into Squarespace and Wix and so forth. I am not saying there's anything wrong with them. I'm just saying that's not my thing.
Your area
And
of
for me to
expertise is
yes, that's my
WordPress.
expertise. Yes,
Hmm.
that's my expertise. WordPress is my expertise. And because when you know what you're an expert in, you can
Hmm.
put out you can work a lot faster. Like, you are more
Right, right.
productive because this is my thing. I know how to do this. I can just get that thing done, knock it out as quickly as possible. Where if I'm having to learn another platform, it's going to take me a little longer to get that project completed.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
for me, knowing what I'm an expert in and sticking with that has been really great. And then knowing my target audience. That's one other thing I would say. Yeah.
Fantastic. And what do you think about having your price on your website?
I personally do not put my price on the website. Um,
Why? Why? Why don't you? Because I mean, this is a question that
Mm-hmm.
Genuinely comes in my circle, right?
Oh,
Some
really?
people were
Okay.
like, there's nothing wrong with it, and but more seasoned entrepreneurs
Mm-hmm.
will advise against it. Personally, I will advise against it as well. But we wanted to hear from your expertise. Why wouldn't you put your prices on the website?
Let me think about that.
Does that put you in a box?
I feel like it does because sometimes pricing has to be based on that project. There are multiple reasons why I'm saying that. But there's some projects where it's going to take a lot more work than it's actually going to that you might think it will take. And you have to
Hmm.
kind of put those pricing into that final pricing. Like you can't
Because the
yeah.
industry, right?
Yeah.
I will say it depends on it depends on the industry, but specifically,
Specifically
if
web.
it's a service, don't do it. If it's a product, of course, you got to know
Yeah,
how much it
definitely a
is.
project. Yeah, but not because also you might make the mistake of like you needed to update your pricing and you completely did not do that on your website because you forgot to. And as
Hmm.
entrepreneurs, so much happens, you tend to forget things. So now someone comes on your site and they're like, well, I thought your website said it was this price. How are you
Hmm.
going to go back on what pricing you've shown on your website? Like you really, it's like the customer is almost always right. You can't really go back. So I would not put it on there. I just never did. I just never put it on there.
Listen, family, best practices come
Yeah,
from
I just
the
no.
people that are successful. So I'm glad that we're talking about this little things, right? That are
Mhm.
actually, when you add them up, become big things that will
Yeah.
help you be successful. And here's the thing, the truth of the matter is that because it depends on the actual scope of the project,
Mhm.
your pricing might even turn somebody off right before you even start a conversation with them.
That's so true. That is true. That is true.
It's like having a paywall, right? Like, okay,
Yeah.
here I have a
Mhm.
paywall in front of me, and all right, the conversation is over.
Yeah, and I think it's better when you can have that discovery call with the person first.
Mm.
Like that allows you to really break down and explain things to them because some people are not educated into what it all entails and what the costs are. So once you first initially had that discussion with them and explain to them all that is involved, then they're like, "Oh, then your
Hmm.
price makes sense." But when you initially have the pricing on the site, they might be like,
Right,
no, I
right.
can't do it." But once they actually had a chance to talk with you it and they're educated on what that all entails, then that opens the door for them to be like, "Oh, okay, then that makes sense." And then they would be
Hmm.
more willing to move forward. So that's another part of it too, I
Well,
would say.
successful folks will tell you, listen, you have to be able to justify why your invoice will be a certain amount. If you can't
Mhm.
justify, if you don't know why you want to charge a certain amount, then you're not the right person for the job. That's how somebody will say no to somebody that's charging them 1,000 and say yes to somebody that's charging $7,000 is
Mhm.
within the
That's true.
why. Because
Mhm.
they can look at $1,000 person and figure it out. They don't know what they're talking about. And the guy that
Mhm.
said, no, this will cost you $7,000. Why? Because you're gonna need this. You're gonna have to add this to it, and this one. You'll be, oh, whoa,
Exactly.
yeah.
Mhm.
Let me pay the person who
Yeah.
knows what he's talking about.
Exactly, exactly. And
Yeah.
once they talk to you, that also builds kind of relationship as well. So they're more willing to
Hmm.
kind of hear you out. And they might definitely be like, I just like the vibe of this person. I want to work with them. So it opens the door a lot if you just have that discussion first without having the discussion first instead of just having the pricing on the website.
I love that. Now, as a person that travels a lot, travel the world, right? One
Mhm.
question I have for you is, how does cultural diversity, right, influence
Mhm.
your approach in business, or has it at all?
I would say yes. You have to learn how to deal with different people based on their background. And I say
Mm.
that because doing business in South Africa is different in some ways than doing business here in the US. In South Africa, when you approach someone, they are expecting, the typical pleasantries like, how are you? How are you doing?
Right,
How's your
right.
family? That kind of a thing. Where in the US, it's like a cut right to the point. I want this done, this, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But in South Africa, if you come out the gate like that, so cut and dry, like that's an immediate turn off for them. So you're not going to get very far trying to get
Mm.
business done in that in South Africa, in that country that we were living in. And what I got out of that is, as I'm doing business here, is making sure I understand how people trying to be more sensitive to how people will take how I try to engage with them.
Mm.
So when you're trying to engage with a potential client, in your discovery call, you want to, talk with them, ask them questions, and make sure that, come with the pleasantries because that will
Right.
kind of soften the conversation, make it be a little more relational, as you
Hmm.
go along in the conversation, and then, go into business. And for me, that has worked. I know some clients are more cut and dry, but you can kind of get that vibe as soon as they come on the call because you can see, okay, this person is matter of fact. Let's just cut to the chase.
Hmm.
But I think having that experience in South Africa kind of translated into how I handle those kinds of calls or those kind of in-person meetings here in the US.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, right? And hopefully you guys are taking note. Try to custom tailor your
Mhm.
approach to the
Yeah.
person, to the client. And
Mhm.
some will be, you may, like she said, more relational, not just straight transaction,
Mhm.
which
Yeah.
ultimately you want to build some type of relationship,
Yeah.
with every client before. It's not all about transactional. So that's
That's
important.
true. And
I
make sure
mean,
if you're in South
yeah.
Africa, come with the pleasantries. They're expecting that. If you don't, you're not gonna get that project.
Well, let's talk about technology, right? Today we have
Mhm.
technology everywhere. You have AI, and it's just all time high. Technology is
Mhm.
at an all time rise right now. So,
Mhm.
based on your expertise, Kanique, what would you say is the best way to position your brand today? The easiest and best way, right? In
Mhm.
the world with all this technology, in order to make a difference, or give us a little insight on how you do it for your clients through web design and live video strategy.
Okay, in regards to technology, I would say you definitely still need to know who your target audience is
Mhm.
and making sure your in regards to a website or a video, it speaks their language. Because you have more success with a client who is perusing your site, a potential client who's perusing your site or seeing a video if you're speaking their language.
Right.
So definitely that is one way. And then in regards to technology, we all can see that video is pretty much taking over the entire world. Video
Hmm.
is the way that people are able to see you doing what you do or selling that product that you have that you want sold. And when you have a video, it definitely can convert um, users into customers a lot quicker than just looking at text on a website or something like that. So, in regards to technology and using it, I would definitely recommend placing some kind of a video on your website, preferably in the higher portion of your site, because when they initially come to that website, that video is going to catch their attention and that's going to pull them in and allow them to want to stay longer on your website. So, using technology in that way, using videos. We are a live video company as well. That is what we push for clients to also do when it comes onto their websites because it's proven. A user will come to your site and watch a video. They will stay on that site because it's a video there way longer
True.
than just looking at a picture and text on a page.
Hmm.
So I would say that is definitely one way. And like my husband says, live video makes it real. I'm messing it up. I'm sorry. But he really pushes the fact that when you're doing something live, like the people who are watching you, they can see exactly that you know what you're talking about. They can see the products or the service that you're offering very easily. And video is just the way of the world. That's where things are going. So
Is the best.
definitely. It is. It is. Like, for example, why do you think these here product companies are going after content creators?
Mm-hmm.
Because of video. Because with
Mm-hmm.
video, you're able to show this is what it's doing to my hair. This is how I'm able to
Mm-hmm.
style my hair with this product. They're seeing it live, not necessarily live, but they're seeing it. So video, it's the way of the world. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely you want to implement that in your websites. That video, you want to implement that period in whatever way, shape, or form.
Lead with video. You can tell a better story with video than you can with an
So
image
like
or
we're
a
doing,
text.
yeah, like we're doing right now. Video is the way.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. And video transform my business, right? And that's just the
Hmm.
best way to really connect with your target audience, right? And
Yeah,
create
yeah,
an emotion.
yeah, and especially during the pandemic, you realize a lot of people were doing more video things. They were doing more reels. They were doing more shorts. They were jumping over to YouTube. They were using
Mm-hmm.
Zoom like crazy. So we are seeing that video is like taking over everything.
Shout out to chocolate quilt quits. Let me see, chocolate quilts. She said
Oh,
a video on my web page. Excellent. Honestly, did
yes.
not think of that.
Yes. Look at
Yes.
that. I love it. I love it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, those are just jams that really help. And when we're talking about,
Mhm.
okay, from an SEO perspective as well, is the best
Mhm.
because
It
not only
does.
think
Yes.
about that, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
It will be discovered on Google on the
Yes, it
text
will be.
element area, but also the video. Because if you go on google.com,
Mm,
there's the image, the video, and all of that. And so you'll be more discoverable because of the video that's
yes.
associated to your main page.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know, Google looks at how long a user stays on your page. And if
Mm-hmm.
they get caught watching a video, Google is like, oh, they are very interested in your website. Let's push your site higher up in searches because people
Mm-hmm.
are staying on your website longer. So it works, y'all. It works.
Use it. Use it. I use video all the time. So we're almost at the end of our conversation. I just have two more questions for you, but I'm not going to ask them right now. We're going to go ahead and take a quick ad break. When we come back, we'll ask those two questions and wrap it up. I can't believe we're there. So, family, don't go anywhere. Stay where you are. We'll be right back right after this.
Miss Luck, I'm so happy. I look so good, y'all. I'm crispy. All right, I'm crispy. I'm done. I'm done. Listen, y'all. Oh my goodness. Life is a little dull sometimes, right? You can see my colors right now. My colors is a little dull. And sometimes you gotta bring a little bit more life to what you do. Look at me. My boy JP set me up with an amazing look. The process was incredible. Before he even sent it my way, he told me how my lighting should be. We got on a Zoom call. We went through all of the settings on the camera, made sure I'm white balanced properly, made sure my lighting was right. Even the foreground and background lighting, he made sure everything was crispy. He let me know what popped with my skin. He made me feel real good. Okay, he made me feel real good. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. He made me feel real good. And man, you guys can see going from zero, all right, to hero. Okay, like let me just dial it in just enough. He even gave me the number to dial it in on. Now, some of you may be asking, what in the heck is a LUT? Now, a LUT is all about getting that custom dial-in color grading that you need just for your custom look. It was important to me as I'm growing my YouTube channel, as I'm growing as a broadcaster, as I'm growing as a content creator. I wanted to make sure that all of my coloring was right and tuned in each and every single time I turn on the camera. Every single time I look into the camera and I'm doing a video, I want to make sure I look good. And if you are a content creator, you're going to to want to have your own custom look. You don't want to just download one from the internet and you just put it in there and it looks kind of cool. You want to make sure you have something that's custom from you that no one else has. And my boy JP is the one who can make it happen for you. I'm so happy with my product. It's just incredible. Get it today. I'm overjoyed. It's just an amazing, amazing quality product, and I appreciate JP so much, man. You just don't know how amazing you are and how great this product is and this luck. I'm so happy. I look so good, y'all. I'm crispy. All right, I'm crispy. I'm done. Yeah, just get with JP now. Just get with him now. That's it.
Hey, family, welcome back. All right, that was my boy Jay Dunn. Again, if you're looking for your own custom LUT, go to the website jphatech.com/custom LUT. jphatech.com/custom LUT. We're going to go ahead and bring our guests back onto the stage. And we've been talking about success living receipts, right? And we're here with the CEO of Komposition LLC, which is Kanique Nugent, which she's been running this company for 14 years, right? And she's successful at doing this. She's received several accolades and, recognition from her city, Huntsville, Alabama, right? And several happy customers. Yep. And she's been sharing with us nuggets and tips and tricks on things that we need to understand, family, in order to really not only start a business, but start a successful business and maintain that. Because if you can maintain it, you'll close the doors of your business.
Yes, you will.
Well, you say goodbye, and we do not want that for you. So she's here to share how she was able to do a lot of those things. And so one question that we have, right, is what about the folks that are like, okay, we want to do the same thing you've done. We really, really want to do what you've done. So what major piece of advice would you give anybody that's just starting right now? That's so doubtful of how they're going to carry through, right? They're like, I don't have any clients. Like, nobody wants to book me for anything. What advice would you give anybody that's struggling like that, or anybody that's having a hard time building a sustainable online brand or presence or pushing their company? What could you tell them, please?
You know what I'm going to say. Join your closest BNI.
Oh my God.
I am telling you, look up BNI.com. Go to a meeting. Go to all the chapters. That is a surefire way of getting yourself out there, putting out your business, and getting people to see, oh, this person exists. Let me learn more about them and see if there's a way we can possibly work together. Like I'm telling you, it works, y'all. I have actually invited people to our group who have actually left because their business blew up so much. They had to leave because they could not come to the meetings anymore because they were so busy.
What?
I'm telling y'all, it works. I guarantee, like, it has changed the trajectory of this one person I'm thinking of, his life, and not just his, the life of his siblings, the life of his parents, the life of his kids. Because now he's grown the business so much that he's now able to help them start their own businesses, for one. Now he has created multiple businesses that he is using to purchase houses, and now he's flipping. He's in the real estate market. Like, it completely changed his life. So I say, join a BNI and network. It works, y'all. It works. Another thing I would say is definitely put your stamp, your uniqueness for your unique stamp on your business. Like, don't do business the exact same way someone else does. Like, what is your unique thing that you do for your business that sets you apart from everyone else that's doing the same thing? Like, for example, if you're a cleaning company, what can you do that's different that other businesses, there are cleaning companies in your area that they're not doing? Like, for one client I can think of, they have color-coded cloths that they use to clean different surfaces in a home. Like, that alone, it might seem like a small thing, but for some people in their homes, it means a lot. And it should, because you don't want to have transfer of bacteria and stuff like that. But that alone was one thing that made this business able to get want that one client or those many clients because they made it, they show that they have decided to do this thing that's unique to them that no one else does. And that's what set them apart. Another thing I would say is, I think I already said it, network.
Yep.
Network
Yep.
and network
Yep. I mean,
and
you got
network.
network,
And
network, and network. Yep.
Mhm. And join other organizations. For example, join your local chamber. The chamber, I don't think people really realize how important it is to join the chamber and not just join it and say, "Oh, I'm a part of the chamber."
Right.
Become
Right.
involved because when you are involved, oh my goodness, the doors that are opened, the doors that can be opened because you're not just, you're rubbing shoulders with people who are CEOs of huge businesses, huge
Mm-hmm.
corporations. You're rubbing business with small business owners. Like, it's such a wide range of different businesses that you are able to meet and possibly network with. So definitely join your local chamber, get involved. Don't just sit on the sidelines because you're paying to be a part of a chamber. Why
Mm-hmm.
not take advantage of it? And for me, it has been a game changer. I absolutely love it. And then also find an organization that you want to donate your time to. Like, find an organization that is doing something in the community that is special to you, that you keep close to your heart. Like, for example, I'm a part of a women's organization, and that organization, we have a nonprofit where we help women who are going back to school.
Mm-hmm.
We provide a scholarship for them to go back to school, but it's not just giving the money. We also mentor them through their entire schooling. And that's what the foundation does. And also, like, simple things, if they even, once they graduate out of school and they're about to have a job interview, we have a clothing closet where they can go in and pick up clothes that they can wear to their first interview. Like, it's stuff like that that I
Wow.
love about
Wow.
that organization. And it's just for women. And the reason it was formed like 30 years ago, but it was initially formed where women are intentional about helping other women
Mm-hmm.
climb the ladder. That was the main
Mm.
point of it. And I just love that. I just love women coming together to support one another and figuring out how we can help each other grow. And it's not just for business owners, it's also for women who are working in different organizations and
Mm-hmm.
corporations and stuff like that. So you're getting to meet so many people from different backgrounds, different environments and stuff like that. So join different organizations, get out of your circle and network. Major things you should be doing as a business owner.
Talking about organic, right? Organic
Mhm.
organic promotion, right? Uh,
Yes.
these are the most organic ways that you can really, grow your business, right? And
Yeah,
organic
for
meaning
sure.
is real, is real. You're really, really putting your heart and soul into your business, and you're connecting with people in real life, and that can only be a
Yes.
blessing. So finally, we want to know, what about the folks that want to work with you, connect with you, book you, uh, all of that? Where can they go? Please let them know. I would love for you to share that.
Okay, you can go to www.yourcomposition.com, and it's not composition with a C, it's composition with a K. YOUR composition.com. There you can learn more about us, our business offerings, what we do, and so forth. And like I talked about, we also do live video strategy as well. Definitely check that out as well. That is also on our website. And also, we have a podcast, y'all. Definitely come through, check out the podcast. You can go to iCouch.show. That's the letter I, the word couch.show. That is also our podcast where we talk with other entrepreneurs and we talk about a lovely topic, terrible clients. We vent and we share stories about, having a terrible experience with a client, but not just to just vent. We also talk about the lessons learned. Like, what did we learn, and that we can share with other business owners and
Hmm.
how they can avoid those same mistakes or pitfalls and so forth. So definitely check us out on those platforms. We are also on social media on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. You just go ahead and follow us there as well. And I hope that some of y'all will connect with me on LinkedIn because, that'd be great. Kanique Mighty Nugent.
You heard it, Kanique Mighty Nugent. Thank you so much, Kanique. Please don't go anywhere. I'll go ahead and close with everyone here, and I'll be back with you. Honored to have you. We really enjoyed all the gems and wisdom you dropped on us today. Thank you again.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. I totally appreciate it.
Of course, the honor is all ours. All right, family, you heard it, right? The gems in this video, the gems in this podcast are just invaluable. Go ahead, apply those things. If you're truly serious about growing your business, if you're truly serious about being successful, if you're truly serious about really impacting and making a sustainable living off of what God has given you, off of your business and what you've created, these are some of the amazing ways and easiest ways you can start today. And let me know in the comment section if you've taken anything away and how is that impacting you. If you appreciate it, of course, go ahead and follow us. Subscribe to the podcast if you're listening to it. And join us again next week. We do this every single Tuesday. We go live every single week. And we'll love to have you part of the family. Like I always say, family, my name is JP High Tech. I'm your humble servant. And I want to see you next time. Be safe, like I always say. Shalom.